What's going on, guys? Darcizzle here, and today I'm going to be filleting a snook. So this is a how to fillet a snook video, and this snook we caught today. This is a 31-inch snook that we caught with Steve Trevino on the boat, and you can check out that video by clicking the link in the upper right hand corner. But this is a nice snook. I'm not going to get into specifics about how big a snook has to be and all that good stuff. It changes based on where you live. This is slot size, 28 to 32 inches. It's a 31-inch snook, so we're allowed to keep it. Snook season just opened. But for further information like that about snook permits and stuff like that, which I do have, you need to check out the regulations. And if you live in Florida, check out the FWC website. But yeah, so this is a legal snook. I got the legal permit for it, so now I'm going to show you how to fillet it. So basically, to start off here, make sure you have a sharp knife on you. Sharp is key to this. And basically, I'm going to make my first cut right here behind the gills, and I'm just going to angle it down into the meat, angle it down back into the head and get all that meat from this fish. Just like that, all the way down, and then here. There we go. Make my first cut like that, down into the head here. There's a bunch of meat in there. You don't want to fillet here because there's a big bone, so just right under the gill plate, angle it down. Now I'm going to make my next cut, and I'm just going to run it along the backbone, just get it in there, and then I'm just going to take my knife, and just go all the way down, right along the backbone. Just follow it down. Once I get down to the tail here, you can go all the way through and go like that. And now you're gonna make your next cut, and basically I would say you're just gonna be following the backbone along down towards the spine. You make your next cut, and you're just barely applying pressure, and you're basically just separating the meat from the back of the backbone here. So you can see how it's separating all the way down, like this, all the way down. Here is the spine. The next part, this is key. You're gonna lose a lot of meat if you don't do it. If you go underneath the spine here, you want to angle your knife down so that way you get all that extra meat on the other side of the spine. If you don't do that, you're gonna lose a lot of meat. Like that. Right, and then up here, a lot of, I would say majority of fish have this. There's a bunch of pin bones up here by the head, so you're gonna have to break them with your knife. So I already broke a couple pin bones, and then once I get through there, I'm just gonna follow the knife is going to follow the rib cage down the fish, just like that. Get over here, more pin bone. Okay. And then I'm just gonna follow the rib cage down. Just like that. So all the rib cage bones are right here. I didn't get them within my fillet, so it's nice. And I kept the innards intact. You don't want to open up the innards with your knife when you're filleting nice fresh meat for you to eat. So that's done. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, and this is the one side of the fillet. I'm going to go ahead and skin it, and I'm going to show you how I do that. And again, you need to use a sharp knife to do this. And when you go to skin any type of fillet, you want to give yourself leverage. So you want to keep the fillet nice and close to you, and that way you can go ahead and push and pull at the same time. And what I mean by that is I'm going to keep my thumb on the fillet here so I can pull with the skin, and then I'm going to get my knife underneath the meat here like that. I'm going to hold on to this side. And then, so it's kind of, I'm pulling with this hand and I'm pushing with the knife hand. So I'm going all the way down, just at a 45-degree angle, and then just working the knife all the way up the fillet. And I'm keeping my hand on the skin the whole entire time. So that way I can take it off. Just like that. Perfect. Now we got our nice fillet, and if you do it like that every time, you're not gonna waste any meat like that. So this is good to go. And then all these fish, they have pin bones here, down up by the head here. So what I'm gonna do, you can feel it with your fingers, but just go along, you'll feel the hard bones. And then I'm just going to take a little chunk of meat out with the bones, because we don't need that. And then this is full of bones, so we get rid of that. This is firm, nice white meat, really delicious. And when it comes to the red bloodline back here, you can eat it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a dark meat, so the dark meat is going to be a little bit stronger tasting, fish-wise. So I'm spoiled. I get to eat fish a lot, so I'm gonna take this red bloodline out. I just prefer not to eat it. Yeah, it might be wasting a little bit of meat, but it's my fish, so I get to do what I want with it. But I'm just gonna cut the red bloodline like that. Not that much, but it's more than you can eat it, no problem. Just like that. That seems to be good to me. And yeah, this fish is now ready to eat. And I also want to mention real quick, I'm sure maybe if you've seen other of my how-to fillet videos, I have a bucket of salt water here. This came from offshore today, so I took this 5-gallon bucket, filled it with salt water, and brought it home. And now I have my bag of ice in here to get it nice and chilled. But you always rinse your fish off in the salt water. So I'm going to get all this blood off in here. And the reason why we do this is because the fresh water, if you use fresh water to wash down your fillet, it's going to degrade the meat faster, and the meat is not going to be as tasty. It's not going to be as tasty to some people, and just overall, I would highly recommend using some type of salt water. You can make your own salt water or salt water from offshore to rinse your fish off, and it's going to preserve it longer as well. There's a whole osmosis process to it. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, salt water. And now this fish is ready to put in a bag and eat tonight. Delicious. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off the other side of the fillet, but I just wanted to give you a little bit basic rundown of how you fillet a snook. And just so you know, you can use this method to fillet lots of different fish. You can use this method to fillet bass, grouper, any type of snapper. Majority of the fish, this technique is going to work great, not just snook. So just a heads up for you guys. And I'm going to be throwing away I'm going to be getting rid of the carcass. I know people say you're wasting the best meat, the head meat, and you know, you're wasting it. But you know what? I'd rather feed the fish, and I'm not going to make soup with this. So I'm just going to go ahead and feed the fish, and it's not going to waste. But if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up for me. If you learned something from it, just give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have new videos every single week posted. And if you want further information, links or any information, all that stuff you can find down in the description below. I am selling fish hook bracelets, anchor bracelets. I'm selling Darcizzle 2017 calendars, Darcizzle t-shirts, and other merchandise. So check it out, link below in the description. And until our next adventure, follow your dream and keep on catching.
Total net required.
Big snook in the boat. Woo, woo, woo. Good job, Dave. Good job. Even with the reel broken, we had the reel break. We had a big mess. This guy is bigger than Slot too. So
Holy smokes! Holy crap! Dave will